What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Maths Guy. Today we are looking at how to reflect a shape across a mirror line. So let's waste no time, let's go. Okay, let's start with this very basic example. We have this shape A, and because this is the original shape, this would be referred to as the object. And then we can see this dashed red line. This refers to the mirror line. This is the mirror line that we're going to be reflecting our object shape across. Now, the way that you can think about this is that mirror line is essentially like a crease on a sheet of paper that we're going to fold over. And if we put a lot of paint on our shape here, and we were a bit neater than me and got right up to the edges, what would happen if I folded this paper across this line and I got this half and I bent it over and pressed it onto this half of the paper? Well, I would be left with an imprint that would be just here on my other side. And this shape would be shape B, or in other words, it's called the image, because it's the image of our original object. Now, obviously, the edges will be a lot neater than mine. I'm just doing this quickly to show you. But how else could we look at this? Well, a better way to measure it would be, we could take any point and we could measure how many squares it is from my mirror line, so we can see that's only one square. So therefore, I would reflect that across the other side of my mirror line, also one square. And I would do that with all of them. Same for this one down here. How many squares? One. So I would jump one square as well. But then when I choose this one over here, how many squares is it from my mirror line? It's 1, 2, 3. So I would need to come 1, 2, 3 away to get to that far corner. And again, same with this top left-hand corner. 1, 2, 3 to the mirror line. So 1, 2, 3 away from my mirror line. And we can see why that's so important to do it like that when we look at this second, more complicated example. Because what a lot of people could do is they could just look at this first point just here, measure it 1 from the mirror line, and then we could go 1 away from the mirror line, put my corner back in place, and then I could think, well, I'm pretty much done. Let's redraw my shape, and I could end up redrawing my triangle like this. But that would obviously be wrong. All I've done is translate that shape, and that's not what we're doing today. We are looking at reflection. So when we have a more complex shape like a triangle, we know that its reflected image will not look like our original triangle. It's going to be reflected. So it's going to be the opposite of this shape. So imagine if we had this crease on our paper and I folded this half onto this half, what would my shape look like? Well, let's find out by looking at this corner and saying that's 1 away from the mirror line. So let's measure 1 away from the mirror line, put that back. Let's call that point A. Then let's look at this and call it point B. And we can see that's also 1 away from the mirror line. So I have to come 1 off the mirror line, call that point B. And then I'm going to look at point C right up here. And I notice that's 1, 2, 3 away from the mirror line. So I have to come 1, 2, 3 away from the mirror line again. And now when I redraw my shape, I add all of my corners together. I end up with this reflected image of my original object. Let's look at a slightly more complex one. What happens when we get this diagonal mirror line? It's a little harder to do. Well, what I can do is I can look at one of the points again. Let's call it point A, and I can measure a straight line to the mirror line. So it's 1, 2, 3. But instead of going 1, 2, 3 past the mirror line, because the mirror line is cutting at a diagonal angle, what I have to do is turn 90 degrees and go 1, 2, 3 off my mirror line. So point A would be just here. Let's do that with point B, and we're going to go 1, 2 to the mirror line. So I'm coming 1, 2 off the mirror line. Point C would be 1, 2, 3, 4 to the mirror line. So I'm coming 1, 2, 3, 4 off my mirror line. And finally point D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down my mirror line, again at that 90-degree angle. So now when I redraw my shape, putting all my corners back together, I can see that the reflected image would look like that. So if I was to fold this piece of paper across that mirror line, put some paint on this shape, the new shape, the image would look like this. So let's have a look at that on a graph. And we can see we have the mirror line now down here. And this mirror line now has a very special name because we're on a graph. And what we're doing now is we're actually finding the equation of the line. So we need to work out what the equation of this line is. So if we're looking for the equation of the line, what we have to do is just pick any random point. So I'm going to pick this point just here, and I'm going to look for its coordinates. The coordinates of this would be -2 on the x-axis and 7 on the y-axis. Let's pick another one. This point just here would be -2 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis. Pick one more, this one down here, and again we have -2 and then -4 on the y-axis. So let's look for what's familiar. We have -2 on the x-axis every single time. So the equation of this line is x, because we're on the x-axis, equals -2. This line would always result in a coordinate of x equals -2. The y will change depending on how tall the mirror line is. But that might be a little complex for this video. What we're trying to do is translate this shape across this mirror line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick point A just here, and I'm going to realize it's 1, 2, 3 away from my mirror line. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 away from my mirror line just here. Then I'm going to look for point B, and I'm going to realize it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and point B would be just here. Point C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to go 6 past the mirror line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And point D, this one in the bottom left hand corner, is 1, 2, 3. So I need to go 1, 2, 3 past my mirror line as well. Redraw my shape. Again, you would have to use a ruler. I don't have that. And my reflected image would look like this. And that was a reflection across the equation x equals -2. Let's look at this one here, and let's try and find the equation of the line by picking any random points. Point this one here, and I can see that would be 7 on the x-axis and 2 on the y. This one here would be 1 on the x-axis, 2 on the y. What do we start to notice? Well, we're always 2 on the y-axis. But obviously our x-axis would change depending on where we were looking on the line. So the equation of this line is y equals 2. Now let's try and reflect across that line. Pick this point A, and we realize it's 1, 2 away from the mirror line. So it needs to be 1, 2 off the mirror line. A would be just here. Let's say B is there. 1, 2. So I go 1, 2. And C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the mirror line. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the mirror line and make up my C just here. Redesign my shape, and I can color it in to show its reflection. Let's try a super difficult one, and let's look at this mirrored line here. So what is the equation of this line? Well, let's pick a random point. Let's pick this point just here. There it is, just in case you can't see it. So this point would be 2 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. Let's pick another random point, this one just here. There it is if you can't see it. And this one would be 7 on the x-axis, 7 on the y. We can start to see this pattern. No matter where I pick on the line, the x and the y-axis are always the same. So what do we say for this line? Well, the equation is x equals y, because they always have the same value. And again, when we're measuring this, we have to be very careful that we always come off at a 90-degree angle. So let's pick this point here, point A, and let's work our way to the mirror line, 1, 2, and I'm going to come off at a 90-degree angle. So I need to go 1, 2 in this direction, and I'm going to call that point A. Point B is just here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the mirror line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from the mirror line. Point B would be just there. Point C is just here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the mirror line. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away from the mirror line, just there. This is point C. And point D is 1, 2, 3 to the mirror line, 90-degree turn, 1, 2, 3 away from the mirror line, point D just there. I might move my point A label, make it a bit clearer. Now when I redraw my shape, I can put all my lines back together, and I'm left with this reflected shape on the line x equals y. So now it's your turn. Have a go at reflecting these two images across this mirror line. But first, I want you to find the equation for that mirror line. Press pause on the video now. Good luck. And there you have it. That is how to reflect a shape across a mirror line. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, think about heading over to themathshelter.com, where you're going to find loads more videos to help you with everything you need to know about your age group maths. But for now, guys, I'm going to see you in another video. Peace out.